on YouTube. And everything should be working fine now. If anyone is out there, can you hear me clearly and see me clearly? Can you hear me clearly and see me clearly? Oh, jeez. What a day it's been, I'll tell you that. It's been a heck of a day. But it's been a very productive day. I'm back at Red Morton Park to do this stream as the sun is starting to come down, or it's pretty much almost come down. Right now, the auto exposure, the low light compensation on the iPhone 12 Pro Max is doing a beautiful job of, keeping me bright enough and focused. But yeah, if anyone's around, if you can hear me clearly and see me clearly, let me know. I want to make sure things are rolling smoothly. I believe they are. If you're tuning in now and you tuned in a couple hours ago when I tried to go live, YouTube, at least in my area here in the San Francisco Bay Area, was having some major bandwidth issues. I think they might have been doing some upgrades or updates or something. Their network was really slow. So it wasn't my 5G connection on my iPhone, because I had the same issue on Wi-Fi on my fiber line at my place. Two different connections were accessing YouTube slowly. Now, I checked out Twitter, and there was no information on this, but that's what I believe was happening. And after my stream earlier, after I attempted to do my stream earlier, I had already planned to do a second video, pre-recorded at 4K 60 frames per second, which I ended up doing that. It is a 54-minute video in 4K 60 frames per second. And I went back to my place and started the rendering process. Hey, Queen, can you hear me? Is everything okay now? Everything should be fine. Let me know. We should be rolling well. Much better than earlier, right, Queen? But it's getting dark. Great. How's the video quality? Are we back to normal, Queen? Let me know real quick here. So yeah, no, I went back to my place and I started rendering this 54-minute high quality pre-recorded Walking with Purpose stream. Not stream, pre-recorded video, Walking with Purpose video. And it's tied up my laptop. I was actually going to do this topic from the studio tonight because I really didn't want to wait another day to get this out, because I know there are people out here that are waiting for this information and they want to hear the update. And because my laptop is tied up, rendering a very large and high, very, very high quality pre-recorded Walking with Purpose stream that should be released at some point tomorrow, depending how long YouTube takes to process it in 4K, which it takes a while. It's a video with a great topic. I did a video on digital versus reality, and I was talking about. I'll give you a little preview of what's coming up over the next day or so when this gets released. I was talking about, how things used to be in the analog days and how things are now, where everything is completely digital and everything has been automated. Everything has been completely automated for the most part. So I shared some pretty interesting thoughts, and I also showed you some beautiful scenery. Or I showed some, no, I haven't shown you yet, but I showed some beautiful scenery of Red Morton Park and some of the changes happening here. They are rebuilding. They're tearing down and rebuilding the senior center and the swimming pool area and some other aspects. They're redoing the whole thing practically. So that's a pretty cool thing. And I showed the brand new park in 4K at 60 frames per second, so you folks can see it much more clearly than you can on these live streams, which are limited to 720p at 30 frames per second. And it's also limited to the network conditions while you're streaming, right? Your connection has to be good to the 5G cell tower, and then even if that's good, the YouTube live streaming server and the connection to and from you and YouTube needs to be good. People don't realize what it takes for the internet to work and to do these live streams. It's some pretty sophisticated shit, I'll tell you that. It really is. It really is. Now, I know Real Talk with Lauren was here earlier. I'm not sure if she's here now or she's going to watch the replay. I'm sure she'll at least check out the replay if she's not here live. So I will be addressing some thoughts regarding you, Lauren, in a bit. And I know you were here on the earlier stream where it was unviewable. And I appreciate that. It would have been really nice to have you here in the chat, but if you're not here now, you want to comment in the comments section, I'll get back to you later tonight or tomorrow through the comments. And Real Talk with Lauren, I'd like to add you to the Coach Eli moderator group, the private Hangouts chat behind the scenes, where Queen Helen Casey and many of my other decent, real good people, we communicate that way in between videos and live streams that we do. I'd like to include you in that. Lauren, I think you have, or I feel you have a lot of value, tremendous value to bring with your message. No, Queen, you're thinking about the wrong Lauren, Queen. This is not brutally Lauren. This is Real Talk with Lauren. There are two different Laurens, Queen. Queen, trust me. Brutally Lauren is permanently exiled from the Coach Eli community. I shouldn't even have to say that. I don't want to feed into anything, Queen, but I wanted to clear it up for you before you go crazy on me. Queen, does that make sense? Let me know, Queen. Queen, were you thinking it was BL? Queen, you don't even know Real Talk with Lauren. I've known about her for a couple of years, and I did meet her through these drama people, but she was never really a part of the drama. Queen, we've all been a part of the drama at one point or another. But the thing is, she's a good person, and she's had panic attacks, and she shared her panic attack story, her life story of panic attacks yesterday after being inspired by the video I did the other day, sharing my story, which I'm going to continue with that here tonight on this stream. Queen, I wouldn't do that to you or to myself. She's a good person, and she has a lot of value to bring, and does not deal with the trolls and haters like myself. She squashes them. So I respectfully ask you to give her a chance. I'd appreciate that, and you'll see. So anyway, I think you got the Laurens confused. You don't know Real Talk with Lauren. This is Lauren Axelrod. So it's different. She's different than brutally Lauren. But anyway, so let's get right to it, folks, because I'm only going to do a couple of laps here. I already did like 3, or I think I did like 4 laps earlier. Because I ended up, I think actually it was 3 laps I did earlier. I ended up doing that pre-recorded video after the stream wasn't working earlier. But let's get right to it. Welcome to Navigating the Modern World with Coach Eli, the Walking with Purpose live edition, live from Red Morton Park in beautiful Redwood City, California. I've got some people coming, so I'm going to go the other way. Give me a second. It's going. This is episode number 124. Lots of people at the park. That's nice. It's great to see people coming back out. And tonight, I'm going to be discussing, I had a second major panic attack. And I now know what caused it. One more time, I had a second panic attack, major panic attack. And I now know what caused it. When I tell you folks what caused this, it's going to blow your mind. Now, Queen Helen Casey, I don't think anything surprises you, Queen, because because you're Queen Helen Casey and you have a lot of knowledge on many things, Queen, and nothing surprises you anymore. And you probably have something to say about what I'm about to say, or you'll probably have something to say about it, Queen, but that's totally cool. But when I tell you folks what caused my second major panic attack, which happened last night, like 24 hours after the first one, they happened back to back. Nothing ever does surprise me. No, I get it, Queen. Same with me, Queen. Queen, you and I are a lot alike. We've been through so much, like, we expect things to be messed up, right? And if things end up being great, that's a bonus, right? But we're positive thinkers, right, Queen? We look at things in a positive way, right? So, when I tell you folks what caused my second panic attack, my second major panic attack, back to back, it's going to blow your mind. And it has to do with something that has been recommended by many doctors, physical therapists, and other professionals, other degreed, licensed professionals have highly recommended this daily regimen as a way to give you a little more energy and clear out your system, you know, your stomach, and it's also been known that this thing can help clear up acne, which I don't have that issue. I haven't had that issue since my teenage years. And this is something that I've wanted to try for a while, but I put it off. And I came across a YouTube video that I'd seen before. It was recommended to me again. Sometimes you get recommended videos that you've already seen. It just happens, right? There's a doctor out here on YouTube, and I actually like him and I respect him, but in this case, it didn't work. And I'm not blaming him. I'm trying to say. It just didn't work for me. But there's a doctor by the name of, he goes by a motivational doc. He's got over like 3 million subscribers, and I like his personality, and he's a good guy, and he shares a lot of great information. So let me just tell you what caused these back-to-back major panic attacks, and then I'll explain why, how I know, okay? How many of you out there have heard of apple cider vinegar, okay? Queen, have you heard of apple cider vinegar? ACV for short, okay? Apple cider vinegar is a form of vinegar that is highly acidic. It's not the acid that's going to burn you like, battery acid, but it's highly acidic. It's made from, I bought the one that is made from organic apples, and it has something in it called the mother. Like it's some type of blend that has some other nutrients in there called like the mother. This is raw, unfiltered, organic apple cider vinegar with the mother, right? Good, clean stuff, right? Raw, unfiltered, organic, right? The real stuff, right? And what is recommended on the bottle and by most people that I've come across online, doctors, physical therapists, etc., obviously you don't drink this thing straight. If you drink a shot of this stuff straight, it's gonna burn, and you're gonna probably throw up and maybe have some other damage, right? This stuff is highly acidic, okay? You're supposed to dilute it in 8 ounces of water. Motivational doc that I trust recommended 1 tablespoon of apple cider vinegar to 8 ounces of water. So 2 nights ago, about an hour and a half before I had my first major panic attack, the most major one I've ever had, you know, I had stepped out. I felt like getting some fresh air. I drove to Safeway and I bought some apple cider vinegar. The company, I believe, is called Bragg's. It's the raw and unfiltered, organic, with the mother, blah, 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 right? Right? So I got back home. I got an 8-ounce glass of water. I put a tablespoon of apple cider vinegar, diluted it, right? And the motivational document said, don't drink this out of the bottle. No. Dilute it in 8 ounces of water, right? Just waiting for those people to walk by. It's already dark, but this is the auto exposure on the iPhone 12 Pro Max is freaking amazing. At least you can still see me. So yeah, I diluted it. 1 tablespoon. I diluted 1 tablespoon of apple cider vinegar in 8 ounces of water, stirred it up, and then chugged it down. That's what you're supposed to do, right? About an hour and a half later, I started feeling nauseous. I started feeling like I can't breathe. When you're nauseous, it's almost like you can't breathe. It's like, you know, you feel like the walls are closing in. But what was happening is my stomach was not taking the apple cider vinegar very well. And I did some research on this and basically found out that there are a small amount of people that have been known to get panic attacks while drinking apple cider vinegar even the proper way. I know the feeling, says Queen. Yeah, Queen, this is interesting stuff. Now, I'm a strong guy. I'm in great health, good shape, take good care of myself. But that doesn't mean shit because everyone's bodies handles medications and different types of regimens differently, right? I've always had constipation issues my entire life since I was a baby, right? And if I had to take, you know, fiber supplements and stuff like that, right? And I've also had, you know what acid reflux is, right, Queen? If you have acid reflux issues like I've had as well too, this apple cider vinegar does affect that. And it's out there, you know, people have written about this, right? But here's the thing. Even with those warnings, you don't know how something is going to affect you until you try it, right? So the first night it happened and I had that major panic attack, I mean, I just thought that it was for everything I mentioned. And yes, everything I mentioned, you know, not being my YouTube channel, not being where I want it to be, and other aspects of my life not being where I want it to be, that had a part in it, but that wasn't enough to put me over the top. and have a huge panic attack. It was the apple cider vinegar. You want to know how I know it? Because the next morning, yesterday, I got up and around noon or 1 o'clock in the afternoon, I had another 8-ounce glass of apple cider vinegar with 1 tablespoon of apple cider vinegar diluted in that 8-ounce glass of water. And throughout the day, I wasn't feeling as panicky, but I wasn't calm either. It didn't feel as bad as the one did the night before, but it seemed to be building up, right? And then last night, at around the same time, around 11:30 a.m. Pacific Daylight Time, I started having a strong and major panic attack again like I did the other night. And when it happened a second time, I was starting to think, what's causing this? This hasn't happened to me. All of a sudden, I'm having panic attacks like crazy. And I'm not saying that I don't worry about things every now and then, but I haven't felt this way, right? I've never felt this way, right? And then I thought back, when did the first panic attack happen? After I drank some apple cider vinegar in the way it's been recommended by most doctors, physical therapists, etc., right? Now, there are many people actually too, that also say apple cider vinegar has no benefits and it can actually cause issues. Well, yeah, if you drink it straight, it'll cause issues. They say dilute it, and even diluting it, it could still cause issues, right? Like, I diluted the shit out of this thing, right? And I'm a pretty strong person. I diluted 1 tablespoon of apple cider vinegar with 8 ounces of water, and it still fucked me up. Pardon my French. It hit me hard, right? So I realized that. Somebody's coming. Let me just wait for them to pass. All right. So I realized I can't be doing this anymore. I got to get off this thing, right? So I dumped out the apple cider vinegar. I want no chance of drinking it by mistake if I sleepwalk in the middle of the night, right? I just dumped that crap out, right? And when I figured this out earlier today, actually it was last night I figured this out, and that's when I set up the stream for earlier today originally. And I got up this morning, and I was feeling a lot better than I had been feeling the past few nights, but I still felt a little off, right? And I'm beginning to realize that this stuff is now going to be in my system for a little while, probably maybe 2 or 3 days, maybe 5 to 7 days, maybe 1 week max, right? And I just got to stop using it, drink more water, and eat a little more healthy. And the more and more I poop and release, urine, go to the restroom, number 1, right? It'll clear out of my system. I'll tell you, today, I've been pissing like a racehorse, pardon my French. And if you've ever had to urinate, like, more often than usual, it's because your body's trying to get rid of some toxin that it rejects. In this case, for me, it's the apple cider vinegar. Now, here's the thing, folks. This is just a situation that I've experienced. This is unique to me. For most people, they may have no negative reaction or reactions to apple cider vinegar. I'm not a doctor, okay? Um, I'm just sharing my personal experience with other people that have dealt with apple cider vinegar. I think what I'm going to end up doing is I may end up doing a short video on this at some point and making people aware of my experience. I just wanted to get this out here live as quickly as possible to let my audience know and make you folks aware that I'm okay and I figured out what the issue was. Okay? For most people, apple cider vinegar will probably have tremendous benefits, right? But as with everything, you know, with any medication or regimen you take, right? You know, there are always side effects for different people. Everyone's body processes things and reacts to things differently, right? For the majority, like I said, you'll probably have no problem and you'll probably get some pretty good health benefits from apple cider vinegar, okay? But for some people, you're going to experience what I went through, maybe worse, right? Excuse me a second. Just pass on by. It is dark. So that's all I was going to talk about here tonight. I'm going to keep this short and sweet. I'm only going to do one lap because I did 3 earlier. And I've walked over 4 miles today and it's getting darker to the point of where you folks can't see me. And I've pretty much said what I have to say. But yeah, right now at this very moment, I do feel a lot better. I feel a lot more relaxed. I can still tell it's in my system a little bit. I can feel it. It's acidic. It's highly acidic, right? And it's, like I said, it's good acid, but if you don't dilute it enough or if your body reacts to it differently, it's the acid that's doing it. And like I said, I still feel it in my system. I'll see how I feel around 11 or midnight tonight. If I have another panic attack tonight, which should be the 3rd night in a row, at that point, then I'll probably go see my doctor because then there's probably something else. But I don't think it's going to happen. I don't think it's going to happen. It's quite odd to me that out of the blue, I started getting these 2 major panic attacks shortly after I consumed apple cider vinegar the proper way that's recommended by doctors, physical therapists, and other people, right? Diluting it in 8 ounces of water, 1 tablespoon in 8 ounces of water. I also want to say one more thing here before I go off the air, okay? And again, like I mentioned on a previous stream, I'm going to say what I have to say and do what I have to do, right? There are some people out here that still like to troll myself and other people that I associate with, right? Okay, you know, we all see that stuff, right? And quite frankly, I just ignore it. I see everything that's going on. I don't have the time or energy to pay attention to it, okay? So you folks want to keep doing what you're doing, that's fine. Do what you got to do. We're just not going to pay you any attention. But here's the thing. To you trolls and haters out there that would rather troll than listen to a very serious message here that one day may be able to help you or someone you care about, okay? What's going to happen when you trolls and haters start going through these things and then you need real support from people like myself or others, right? Let's say you have a health issue and you're not feeling great and you need real support, right? At that point, are you going to sit there and wake up and smell the coffee and realize that, hey, us real creators understand why trolls do what they do, right? But at that point, are you going to understand truly why we do what we do? Because honestly, I care about this topic very much and other topics I do. And you know what? If I can help just one person, if I can inspire just one person like I did with Real Talk with Lauren, that makes my day. That makes it worth it to me. And these are serious topics. Again, troll all you want. Do what you got to do. Regurgitate, recycle the same things over and over and over again, right? Okay? No problem. No problem. But at some point, you're going to go through something with your health, maybe mentally, emotionally, or even physically, or all of the above. And you're going to want support from people you once trolled about the shit you now want support on, right? You don't think so now, right? But just wait. Your time will come. I'm not coming after you. I don't want anything to do with you. I'm not here trying to take anything away from you. I'm just saying, when I say your time will come when you're going to be faced with these diseases and you know, out of body experiences like I had, you know, and you're going to need support. And to many of you out there that are trolling, you're already in a very, very unhealthy state with your weight. And you probably have either pre-diabetes or diabetes. And rather than focusing on your health and trying to get your health in check so you can live, you know, a long life, you continue to troll because you're pathetic and miserable about what you're going through. You have an opportunity to make a difference, and you have an opportunity to change that. But I understand what you're going through. That's why it doesn't bother me anymore, right? I understand what the trolls are going through. They need help. They really do. They troll because they are not feeling good regarding something within themselves. Because if they felt they were worthy of creating something real that the whole world would love, then they wouldn't even have time to troll. And that's all I'm going to say. I'm going to wrap this up at 32 minutes. I want to thank you all for being here. Real Talk with Lauren. If you can, I think you sent me a friend request the other day. If you can send me a friend request again, I'll accept it. I think I couldn't find the friend request. I got notified that you sent me a friend request, and then when I went to Facebook, it wasn't there. Maybe you canceled it. But connect with me on Facebook, Lauren. Beastmaster with the $3 super sticker. Thank you, brother. I got your messages earlier. Thank you for being here, dude. I'm glad that the YouTube issue with bandwidth was fixed so I could do this stream. And I got your messages earlier, bro. I'll get back to you through the comments section later on. Feel free to email me as well. Yeah, so Lauren, connect with me on Facebook or email me, Coach Eli at coacheli@eliasmelas.com. Connect with me on Facebook first, because then I'll know it's you. I can tell real accounts from fake ones, and then we'll just go from there. Queen Helen Casey says, hello, Beastmaster. Beastmaster just had a message deleted by Nightbot. I don't even know what he wrote. But you said a naughty word that's blocked by Nightbot. I don't know. I don't know what you said, Beastmaster. He was timed out for 5 seconds. What did you say, Beastmaster, that got you timed out by Nightbot? You know what words we don't like to talk about here, so I don't know. All right, folks. Have yourselves a great night. I'll see you all tomorrow. I'll be doing a live stream tomorrow. I just sent thumbs. Oh, too many emojis, bro. Probably too many emojis. That's what it is. In a certain amount of time. Yeah, that's what Queen says. Yeah. I don't like being spam. Don't get me wrong. I like an emoji every now and then. It's all good, but I don't like people spamming emojis. Like, I'd rather just see dialogue. Emojis are just no disrespect to you, bro. Just in general, I think emojis are a lazy way to avoid typing how you feel, right? That's just my opinion. So, All right, folks. I'll be back tomorrow at some point. I may do another Walking with Purpose stream tomorrow. I got a lot of videos coming, folks. Like I said, I'm working on a video that'll be released either by tomorrow night or by the latest the day after tomorrow. It all depends how long YouTube takes to process it. It's a 54-minute Walking with Purpose video at 4K, 60 frames per second. My laptop is rendering it fast, and I have a fast fiber line to upload it. But a file that long or that big, it's almost a 20 gig file. A file that big is going to take about 12 hours probably to process in full 4K 60. And I don't want to release that video until the full 4K 60 is processed. I want you folks to see this in crystal clear clarity, and the message is good too. It's the topic was digital versus reality, and I was sharing my thoughts about how it used to be in the analog days and how the digital world has changed the way we view the world in very unrealistic ways, in my opinion. So stay tuned for that. A lot more content to come. Have a great night. See you all tomorrow. Take care. Bye, bye, bye. We're out. We're out. We're out. We're out.